Jehovah's Witnesses have been making this kids cartoon, Caleb and Sophia, for like years. They just released a new one. It's titled You Could Pioneer. If you're not a Jehovah's Witness, never were, I'll kind of explain the language as we go, but just give this a listen.
And we have one more announcement. Sister Lydia Diaz is now serving as a regular pioneer.
That's a big fucking deal in Jehovah's Witness land. Yeah, everybody is so super proud of you when you become a pioneer. Basically means you're going door knocking as a part-time job. It's 15 to 20 hours per week, depending on, how the organization feels in any given moment. Like, they change it from time to time. When I was in it, it was 50 hours a month, which is somewhere in the range of like 12 hours a week. Now, these people aren't supposed to be bigger or better than anybody else, but they're super loved and super revered and everything else, of course.
We're so happy for you. We know you'll have many spiritual adventures ahead of you.
Spiritual adventures? Why would he say? What does that mean? Spiritual adventures? Like you're going on a safari or something when you're going door to door? You know, the adventures that my brother told me about when I got home from school and he got home from going in service, getting a shotgun shoved in his belly. That's something that happens. That's an adventure Jehovah's Witnesses go on. Is that what we're talking about?
Adventures ahead of you.
Really interesting animation choice. That's not what's happening, Caleb. You know, the fact that they're even portraying it this way is so manipulative. The fact that they're trying to make you think that this is what it's like is so manipulative. It's disgusting, honestly.
What?
Hey, Dad. I want to be a pioneer.
That's wonderful, Caleb.
Yeah, so they're playing off the word pioneer. It sounds like something cool, when in reality, you're just doing free labor for the organization, plain and simple.
What do you think pioneers do?
They go on adventures?
A pioneer's life is exciting. Do you remember when we talked about being a publisher?
Uh-huh.
We'll talk about that in a minute. I have that video queued up.
They preach the good news. But pioneering is a way we can give even more to Jehovah. Pioneers devote...
Give more to Jehovah. Right. Not to the organization, but to Jehovah. Totally. Absolutely.
their time and energy to help as many people as possible to become Jehovah's friends.
I love to do that.
I know you do. Pioneers also get to go to school.
I think it's called SKE, School for Kingdom Evangelizers. They created it after I was in the religion. I think it used to be called Pioneer School. Something.
Not that type of school. A special school that they attend with other pioneers, where they dig into the Bible and learn how to become an even better friend of Jehovah. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's cool. So, pioneers don't go on adventures?
Oh no, they do.
No, they don't. They go door knocking. It's boring at best and dangerous at worst. You're getting yelled at, you're getting rejected nonstop, getting the door shut in your face. You know, in worst cases, you're getting shotguns put up against your chest. For real. That shit happens. It's not fun. It's manual labor for an organization that honestly brings in basically nobody. The vast majority of people are brought into the religion by getting other Jehovah's Witnesses' children baptized, not by knocking on doors.
Pioneers look for Jehovah's friends all over the earth. And some travel to faraway places.
You know, those are missionaries, and that's a little bit different, but yeah.
You know, Caleb, keep telling others about Jehovah.
Like pioneers stay in their local congregation and they work the territory maps. Like they print out the whole area, their whole district or whatever, all of the streets and everything on maps, and they laminate the maps. This is how they did it when I was in. Maybe they've changed it since. They laminate the maps and they start at the front. They check out a territory, a little map, and they hit every house on the street. If a house says, put me on the do not call list, they write it on the back of the map. And they, when they finish knocking on every single door, they put the map at the back of the territory box and they pick out the one at the front next. That's how it works. So they're just going to local, houses near them. That's it. It's basically door-to-door salesman is what it is.
And when the time comes, you will be ready to go on the adventure of pioneering.
Well, that was a shorter one. I expected it to be longer. I guess they're trying to do short ones. Anyway, I said we'd take a look at the Unbaptized Publisher one. There are a number of different Caleb and Sophia videos on this subject in this realm. So I want to talk about some of them. Becoming an Unbaptized Publisher, Be Good in the Ministry, shows you how to go knock on doors. And then Let's Go in Service, the classic Dora the Explorer knockoff. It's one of their early videos.
Kids, can you help Sophia?
And if we have time, we'll hit Steps to Baptism. And check this out, Unbaptized Publisher.
Hey, Dad. Here's my service report.
Good. You can put it on the bench.
Okay.
The service report, you have to turn one in every month. I guess they changed this recently. You don't have to do this after becoming an Unbaptized Publisher, unless you're a pioneer. But if you get less than basically 3 hours a week, pretty much, or 10 hours a month, then you are considered inactive as a Jehovah's Witness, and people are discouraged from talking to you. Again, they changed that recently, so I don't know what they're doing now, but they've always been real serious about tracking time because they gauge how spiritual you are based on that. It has nothing to do really with anything. It has nothing to do with bringing people into the religion or anything at all. It's all about control, in my personal opinion.
Dad, when can I be a publisher?
Ah, you have brought this up before. When we're together in the ministry, you do very well when speaking at the door.
So then I can?
Not just yet. It's like getting a license to drive a car. You have to be approved.
Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses won't let just anybody do the whole door knocking thing. You have to get approved by the elders. I mean, it means nothing. I passed out my first tract when I was 2 years old. It's pointless to get this quote-unquote qualification, but I guess it prevents, people from representing Jehovah's Witnesses without them actually wanting to be represented by these people, so...
Oh.
We can discuss how the elders are involved in approving you. For now, let's see if you might qualify. First, do you obey Jehovah?
It's also a way of getting kids excited about being a Jehovah's Witness, giving them a goal to aspire to. I remember when I became an Unbaptized Publisher. I think I was 8, maybe.
And your parents?
Yeah?
Next, do you believe the Bible is Jehovah's Word? And can you explain the basic teachings?
Yes.
And are your friends Jehovah's friends?
Yeah.
Caleb, you are already doing very well. One last thing. Do you want to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses and preach?
Ugh, God, it just makes me sick.
I do. I think I'm ready.
I think you are too. But we'll have to see what the elders decide. I'm so proud of you, son. Now, could you hand me that wrench?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's honestly sad, really. This is manipulative to children on a degree that I just cannot stomach, honestly. Conform, exactly. All right, now check this one out. Be good in the ministry. This is teaching him how to go door knocking.
So you are excited to go out in service. Do you think you are ready? Not so fast. Before you go in the ministry, there's a few things we need to go over. First, we must learn the 3 P's.
The 3 P's?
Yes, preparation, personal appearance, and proper behavior.
Okay.
First, preparation. Preparation is the first pillar of success in the ministry. Every job requires the proper tools. When it comes to tools for preaching, the variety might seem intimidating, but never fear. We have the teaching toolbox.
So when I was going out knocking on doors, I was expected to hand out, I could hand out anything really, but it was better to hand out the magazines that were relevant at that moment. They had the Watchtower and the Awake, and I don't think they have the Awake anymore. Or maybe it's like once a year, I don't know. But they were 32 pages long each. I was told that's because of the number of stamps it took to ship them. And the Watchtower was geared more toward like the members of the congregation, and the Awake was geared more toward the public generally. It was just articles about like climate change and whether the earth is, whatever. And they are actually concerned about climate change. Jehovah's Witnesses accept climate change and everything. Or it would be stories about stories that would reaffirm their beliefs in God and, in evolution and things. They're old earth creationists. So they think that dinosaurs existed millions of years ago, but they think that humans were created 6,000 years ago in our exact phase that we are right now. And that evolution is not real, but dinosaurs are real. It's a weird, complicated thing. So they'd have articles on dinosaurs and stuff in the Awake. The Watchtower would be more things like they have a study edition and they have the public edition nowadays. The public edition, I don't think it's changed very much. Prejudice, a global problem. And it would talk about, a case of somebody being prejudiced against someone else. And they would say that Jehovah's Witnesses aren't prejudiced. Or they'd have an article, should we pray to saints? Or a treasure hidden for centuries. And it's about like the Dead Sea Scrolls or something like that. So they're more religious or history geared articles. When I went in service, I was supposed to pass out the Watchtower and the Awake from that month. We just kind of leave them in the door, or I'd give them to the householders or whatever. I think they just give them Watchtowers now, mostly.
Finding the right tools is easier than ever. Once you have your tools, make sure and practice your presentation.
Sometimes they give them tracts and stuff, just little tiny, 2-3 page items.
Before you leave the house, wouldn't want to be preparing on the doorstep. Now that you are well prepared, it's time to talk about personal appearance. How we look is very important because we represent Jehovah. Getting ready for the ministry, we need to make sure our appearance is saying the right things. Jehovah wants your appearance to be well-arranged and modest.
And how do they know that? Because Jehovah told the governing body, of course, and they told us. We don't have access to that information from Jehovah.
What that means is that we look and smell clean. Our clothes fit well, but not too well.
Dude, I love it. This is so funny. They went on a campaign, an anti-tight pants campaign all these years ago because they believed that, because Tony Morris, one of the governing body members at the time before he was fired, was like this anti-tight pants guy, believed that, quote unquote, homosexuals in the fashion industry love it when you wear tight pants. That's why they've made tight pants so popular. Oh, it's so painful and stupid. Anyway, his delusions started slipping into these stupid cartoons. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Our hair is done. And we aren't drawing too much attention to ourselves. Looking sharp, my son. Now it's time to talk about proper behavior. Our conduct while in the ministry is another way we can bring praise to Jehovah. So make sure you are on your best behavior. Avoid talking or laughing loudly. playing around, or intruding on anyone's property or privacy.
Yeah, this is really important, and it's pretty nerve-wracking, actually, to go up to some rando's door and knock or ring the bell and, like, not know what's going to happen next. I got used to it after a while. It wasn't even that long. Before, it didn't scare me at all. But every now and then you get some psychotic shit happening. People pulling guns on you, yelling at you, releasing their dogs on you, all kinds of shit.
Also, no eating at the door. Remember, when we go door to door, people see us, and good behavior gives a good witness. We would never want to give anyone a reason to find fault with our ministry.
Can I go out in service now?
Yes, looks like you are ready. It's time to put the 3 P's to the test.
Hi, my name's Caleb. What's your name?
Hi, Caleb. My name is...
So they're doing practice presentations is the point here. This is the mom. So they're knocking on their door and they're practicing. I did this exact shit, practicing my presentations. Anyway, wow. So that one was interesting. Be good in the ministry. I mean, this whole thing is about training kids to do exactly what they expect them to do, to act exactly as they want. Check this one out. This is an old Dora the Explorer knockoff. This is one of their early Caleb and Sophias. Let's go in service.
Sophia, are you ready to go out in service?
I mean, the animation is pretty good, even back then, right? It's even better now.
What's in your bag? Looks like you're missing something.
A feather.
What do you need for service? Very good. You need your Bible for service. Do you need anything else?
It's such a piss-poor Dora the Explorer knockoff, right? It's so bad. I mean, the writing was terrible at this point. The animation isn't really bad, I guess. I mean, it's, it evolved and got much better over time, but...
Kids, can you help Sophia? Which one does she need for service?
Magazines!
That's right, kids.
Right, again, I placed magazines. That was kind of what we passed around usually.
Sophia, one more thing. How will you remember the people we meet?
You have little papers. They give you little papers that they have custom made. There are a bunch of Jehovah's Witness, sellers out there, like Etsy stores and stuff that make things for Jehovah's Witnesses. Even back, when I was little, before Etsy was a thing, they had stuff back then, too. Like, my mom would send away to have a specially embossed Bible with, her name on it and stuff. And I had, a briefcase. There were just companies that would give out they would sell Jehovah's Witness paraphernalia. So anyway, they have little householder, tracking records and little pads and stuff that you can keep, which, fun fact, are illegal in Europe now because you have to give people the opportunity to delete any data you gather on them, and that you can't do that, so.
Very good. Do you have a pencil? Excellent, Sophia. I think you're all set. Kids, what do you think? Is she ready?
Yes!
Okay, let's go practice what you're gonna say.
Anyway, yeah, they were terrible even back then. The animation was so-so, but it definitely evolved into more than just a knockoff Dora the Explorer. All right, now this is a more modern one with modern animation and everything. This is Sophia basically talking about getting baptized, which is a pretty big deal. It locks you into the religion for the rest of your life. If you realize, if you get baptized at 8, which isn't super common, but it happens. Usually I think baptism happens at closer to 12. You get baptized at 8 or even to 12, and you realize 10 years later or even 30 years later that you're not so sure about these beliefs that were forced into you when you were 12. If you start asking those questions at 40 years old, you're f***ed. That's it. You lose everything and everybody you ever loved or knew. Everything. You have to start your life from zero. In my congregation, I've been involved in technology since I was little. I've been programming in C, was my first language, since I was 9. And my congregation had a family that ran every cash register from my town to 2 towns over. And they did computer repair and everything, all of it. It would have been perfect for me, but I wasn't allowed to work for them because I was disfellowshipped. Religious discrimination. But they face no consequences for this. The point is, Jehovah's Witnesses, when they kick you out, make your life unbearable and impossible to live to the best of their ability. A lot of congregations have group window washing businesses. So you get like one guy that owns this company and all the Jehovah's Witnesses practically work for him, washing windows. Once you leave the religion, your job is gone. Not only are your friends gone, but your job is gone. Children should not be saddled with this type of decision at 12 or even 8. But let's listen to this video.
Wow, that looks like me. I have a question.
What is it, my dear?
How do you get baptized?
That's a good question.
And an important one.
Mom looks so young in this picture.
Hey!
Why is that bad? I don't understand.
Yes, you can be young, like your mother. What matters is that you love Jehovah and want to follow Jesus' teachings closely.
You can show that you want to get baptized by what you do, like obeying your parents.
Learn about Jehovah by reading the Bible. That will help you obey Jehovah and avoid things that Jehovah hates.
Oh my God, it's a shout out to Sparlock. You guys remember Sparlock from like episode 1? We'll circle back around.
And avoid things that Jehovah hates.
Then you'll want to share your faith with others.
Especially in the ministry.
And at the meetings. Make friends with others who love Jehovah.
And most importantly, tell Jehovah in prayer that you want to serve him forever.
That's the important part. You have to pray first and get permission from Jehovah before you get baptized.
That's why we get baptized in public. It shows others that we've dedicated our lives to Jehovah.
That's so cool.
Would you like to get baptized one day?
It's really not cool, actually, but okay.
Why don't you learn a little more about the steps for baptism and share it with us at Family Worship?
Okay.
That's something else they've been pushing pretty hard since I left, is Family Worship. I think they used to have the book study every Monday night for me, varied from congregation to congregation. But I believe that they got rid of the book study, and now you're just supposed to do it as a family. Anyway, wow. Fascinating stuff, man. It's just disturbing how they try to brainwash children the way that they do. Like, really, really disgusting shit, right? Tell me what you think about it in the comments.